Hello, everyone. My mic was muted once again. I hope everyone had a great day. Welcome to Day Trade Options. I am just going to go over a very quick recap of the day, explain the trades I took. I did end positive today. I could have been negative. I think a couple people, in the Discord took the same trade and they may have taken a small loss, or a loss. I don't really know on this trade, but I wanted to kind of go over why I stayed in it, what my reasoning was behind it. So I have several rules that I try to follow. And I also, I was paying attention to other things happening across the market. So it's kind of what helped me to stay in and turn this into a decent trade. Granted, I did start de-risking, so I only ended with a $549 profit on this specific trade. But if I hadn't de-risked, I could have probably had about a $1,500 to $2,000 trade. However, I de-risked because I wasn't really sure because of how the market was kind of choppy and everything today. I wasn't sure, and even though I didn't get to profit as much as I would have liked to on this trade. Um, I de-risked, and I think that was a smart trade. I wouldn't take it back. I mean, of course, I'd like to have more profit, but I think my decision was a good decision because if it had went against me, then I would have had a much smaller loss. But um, it what I thought was going to happen happened eventually. It just took longer. Um, so let's get right into it. My first trade of the day was Apple, and I got in on this big push right here, right out of the gates. We noticed pre-market kind of coming up, got above the 20 EMA, got above, came below, started just pushing up super strong. I can't remember several people in the Discord saw it. They called it out. They're like, "Whoa, Apple's flying!" So I got in with 40 contracts right here. Honestly, I was already up. I'd already met my quota. I was close to my quota. I think I was like $900 at the yellow LRC right here. This is the one multiplier. If you're curious, I'm just showing this with the one multiplier on the version 5 LRC. And so I didn't scale out. I waited for this. It came up, came back down, closed here. This came down, started buying back up. So I actually felt really good. I thought, this next candle was going to continue up. It did not. It came down. So I was like, oh man, I was in pretty good drawdown at this point. Um, Not super bad because I did catch it pretty close to the 225 level when I got in. But then I got this green candle and I was like, well, man, now I'm in profit again. And so then it went up and I was like, okay, this is going to work out. And of course, it did this. So normally, my rules are, if you do not know, my rules are I take two. I usually will get out if I get two consecutive reds in a row if I'm in a call below the 20 EMA, below this 20 EMA right here. That's an awesome line. Um, and so that didn't happen. So once this actually stopped right here, was basically a tweezer move, honestly. If you pay attention to it, it literally started where it stopped. So closed, opened, exact same location. I didn't notice that at the time, but what I did notice is this was a green candle up and I didn't get a red. If I had got another red going down, I probably would have exited the trade. However, the other thing I had going for me is I was watching the 200 and a couple other stocks on the market. And at that certain time, I noticed that I was like, man, we're still above the 200 EMA, so we're really still in an uptrend. We didn't break pre-market lows, so I was like, okay, I'll give it I'll just stay at it and give it a chance. Well, it took forever, but finally it got to the yellow LRC. I exited all but 10 here. I got this push here, and I believe I either exited here or maybe it was only on this one because I was like, oh, I don't want to give back. I want to get profit. So I did not get the whole move. My initial target was going to be the green LRC, but so anyway, where I exited, I was able to get out and I was able to turn this into a $549 profit. I was down quite a bit here, probably the same amount or maybe more. I think I was down a little more, like $700 right here. Um, but I was able, and the only reason, oh no, that's right, I forgot. I'm sorry, I de-risked. So when I got up here, I was like right at break even, maybe at a slight loss. That's why I only ended with 549. I forgot about that. I took 10 off. I took another 10 off and then I had 20 left. So then I took off when I finally got to the yellow 10, and then I took another 10. That's why I ended with 549. So okay, I forgot about me de-risking on this one. So that's what I did. Sometimes you just have to make those decisions, guys. You have to make the decision that in the event this goes against you, you at least got back into an area where you're breaking even or you're just barely at a loss. De-risk. And if you make a little profit like I did, excellent. But you know what? If this thing, you know, goes way down, then you're taking a massive loss for no reason, right? So I did de-risk, and I only ended up with $549, but it's still a great trade. I say only. I mean that's a good trade, right? Um, but I did have so 509 because I have to deduct the $40 for commissions. So my next trade was I think I did a what was it? What was it? Oh, RGTI. So RGTI, this is one I really blundered. I ended up with let me look at my profits. I ended up with a $320 profit on this, guys. It's kind of a bummer because I got in heavy. It was a really expensive trade and I let it bring me down. I should have just exited right here, but I didn't. So my RGTI was my initial entry was 50 contracts. And it wasn't really that expensive, I guess. It was 50 contracts. They were right at 84 cents a contract is what I got in at. And it was the $14 strike price. And I got in right on this first candle, right here. Right as it went above, I got in. I think I got in probably right around here. So I entered I entered here. I think I got in like right there. I was up $1,400 at my target level. I should have exited, but I got greedy. I had such a huge day yesterday. I don't know. I wasn't even planning on trading today. Anyway, I was up right at $1,400 in this push, and I allowed it to. I did take 20 off right here. Excuse me. I took 20 off actually on the this candle right here. I don't know what something's tickling my throat. Hold on. Sorry. So anyhow, I took 20 off and I allowed 20 to bring me all the way down. Where did I end up getting out? I can't remember where it was. Um, I think I got out right here. Yep. So I had two closes below the 20 and I exited, which is my rules, right? I should have exited here because I was so extended from the 20 EMA, guys. That's my conservative trading plan. And what a doofus I am for not doing that because I still would have been probably like $800 or 900. But I ended with $320 with this trade. So I had met my quota, my 1K quota very easily with this one push. And I did not trade it properly. That's trading, but if you guys are curious and if this is your first time watching, I use the Anchored LRC. Check out some of my other videos. I describe how to trade it more in detail. Um, I did have this on the 2 multiplier, which is, you can see how good it is. Um, I typically, when I'm in a trade like this, number one, when I hit my target level, I usually exit all. I should have exited everything but maybe 5. I was in 50 contracts. So I should have sold 45 right here, and I would have locked in at least, a 1,000, maybe $1,200. And then I usually pay attention to my 20 EMA, and if I'm really a long ways away, which it was a huge, huge distance away, I exit on the second red candle. And so I exit and then I wait for a pullback and then I get back in if I get a push back up, which would have been getting in right here. It didn't go very far, but that's where I would normally get in. And then it came back, it did it again. This would have given you more um, juice, but in any event, I did end with 320 um, on this trade. It should have been over, like I said, it should have been 1,400 if I had just sold. So kind of messed that up. Was was really kind of silly. And then I got into an SPX trade, which brought me over my over my quota, and it was a very simple, easy trade. I got in 4 contracts and sold 4 contracts. And the crazy thing is, if I, once again, if I had stayed in, I could have profited quite a bit. But I got in at, oh, right here. So I literally got in on this push coming back up right here on the at 11:10. So it was, no, it was this candle here. So as this came down, it came up and closed above the 20. I usually wait for the second one, but what had happened was I noticed as this was pushing up here, I went ahead and got in early on 4 because NASDAQ and Q's and Apple and a couple others right at this timeline, if you look at 11:10, 11:12, started pushing up. There were several stocks that were just moving through some decent levels. So because of their movement, I felt like that SPY was going to go with it, and it did. So I literally bought 4 here and sold 4 there and made $420, and I got out, and that was it. That was the end of my day. I didn't trade anymore. Um, there were some pretty good trades today. I think I noticed that IWM had some pretty big movement. Um, yeah, look at that. Once it got back over, I mean, I wouldn't have traded into. This is one of the things that I as a trader, a day trader, I struggle with is I struggle trading because I like to use the EMAs to help guide me for my entries or exits and to keep me from getting into trades where I get smacked down. I have a hard time catching trades like this off the bottom and going all the way up. I typically would wait for a move over the 227.50, move up, pull back down, retest, and I would have entered right here. That's where my entry would have been. Um, just simply because I've had so many times, and every time I've went back and back tested whenever I've had losses, it's because I traded either into, I'm in a downtrend and I trade into the 20 like a goofball and it gets smacked down, or it gets above the 20 and I trade into the 200 and it gets smacked down. Could you scalp this range? Absolutely, if you wanted to try that. But I just don't like getting into something that may not even go. You don't know, right? This is hindsight that it went all the way up to it. I could have got in right here on this candle, this green candle, and it could have done exactly like that. It may not have even kept going. So that's a tough thing for me. It will forever be because I'm not going to change my strategy, I don't believe, anytime soon because I've been very successful in the way that I trade. And so I'm going to keep doing it and keep using that as my guide. Anyhow, guys, I really appreciate you stopping by, watching it. Please hit that like button if you haven't already, um, and subscribe if you want to see more recaps and other videos. I'll have some more videos coming out shortly on how I apply the support resistance levels. And if you are interested in trading with us live, we trade live every day. Um, the link will be in the description down below. So you guys have a great evening, and don't forget tomorrow is Friday. Finish this week strong, finish it green. Let's do it. Anyway, I really appreciate it. You guys have a great evening.